In 2018, Rockstar Games published Red Dead Redemption 2 for the Sony PlayStation 4 on Microsoft Xbox One. In 2019, the game was published for Microsoft Windows, as video gamers and critics internationally praised the game for the sheer amounts of content as well as the characters depicted within the game. The game was considered so complex and so in-depth that details of the plot relating to subquests or minor optional endeavors for the player to experience had multiple meanings for gamers to interpret. Rockstar Games as a company was known to be very secretive about details relating to its video games, as well as its development for their games. As a result of lack of official clarification on details within the game, fan speculation could often take place because of it, and miscommunication could easily emerge as a reaction to this. Often considered one of the most mysterious aspects of the game was that of the minor optional quest of searching for the non-player character Gavin. Depicted through multiple areas of the game, the non-player character of Nigel mentions to the player that his best friend of Gavin has gone missing. As from dialogue mentioned by Nigel, that both of them were born somewhere within Britain, but they decided to leave for a better life as well as a fresh new start with that life within the United States. However, soon after the trip to America, the both of them had slept due to the traveling, but when Nigel had awoken, Gavin was gone. There were nothing in terms of details to let Nigel know where Gavin had ventured off to, and he was now spending all of his time searching for him. If the player were to do nothing else, there is then technically no further proof of Gavin throughout the game. However, if the player was to kill Nigel and examine the corpse, there will be a letter upon his person that gives possible reference to the details that another friend, Tom, had written a letter and that Nigel might be suffering from a mental disorder, and that theoretically Gavin is nothing more than a persona of Nigel's. Despite this somewhat hidden detail of Gavin, most players didn't actually kill Nigel to get this information, and was essentially wandering through the game looking for leads as to who Gavin was and where he might be, from the brief information mentioned by Nigel, thinking that there might have been a possible quest to activate to search for and eventually discover Gavin, as there have been many unofficial theories as to who the character was and how it relates to Nigel, but none were official. A final aspect of discussion is that towards the end of the game, Nigel still hasn't found Gavin, and through the years of searching it has clearly driven him mad, and even after all that time, Nigel still couldn't find him. According to the information now known, theories with online speculations had it that Gavin was an Easter egg put into the game by Rockstar game developers. From the theory had it that Gavin was the name of a developer of Red Dead Redemption 2 who had either left or quit development of the game a period before its actual release. Searching for Gavin could have been a reference to the missing video game developer, and the fact that if this theory in particular is correct, then Gavin would never be found, and the whole concept of looking for him or Nigel finding him is all for naught, as gamers might have their own opinions as to who Gavin was and where he had disappeared to. Sometimes the character can be forgotten due to them being mentioned and never depicted.